Hello everyone, welcome to this, which is a new series that I'm going to be doing. And this is a game that I absolutely adore. I'm going to be playing through this, which was originally on N64, but I've got on through the shop channel on the Wii many years ago, and played through it a few times since. Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now this game is absolute classic, and said it was released in '98. I still consider it to be the best Zelda game. Admittedly, I've only ever played about 4 or 5 Zelda games, about 3 or 4 properly, but this one just blew the rest out the water. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. And ideally, this is going to be a fairly seamless walkthrough. So. Hopefully that's the case. It's a game that I've completed about 4 or 5 times before, so I think I do know where I'm going generally anyway. But it's sort of so big, the game, that it's really like requirements for 100% are so big. As you can see, I already have a file actually. So I've got on there. I've done most of it, but so you're going to start another one. So I'll start down here so mixed up or anything. And that just shows you what there is to do. All them things that are collected on the bottom are going to be collected throughout this run. And when you look at what to start with and what you Link ends the game with, he's just absolutely OP with like all the power ups he has and stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna really enjoy playing through this walkthrough personally. So hopefully you enjoy it as well. So I was going to say quiet for the intro then, but it's actually mainly just subtitled now I think of it, so there's no actual sort of cinematic that's needed. So we start with, don't know if anyone watching knows too much about Zelda lore. This is what's it called? The Deku Tree, that's it. He's sort of guardian of the forest. He's giant talking elm, and what we have here is Link, and there's a reveal later on Link's sort of origin, so I sort of won't spoil that. But he finds himself in the forest now, and every forest child has a fairy. Well, he doesn't have a fairy, so we get one of them too, and that sort of helps you throughout the game. Sort of a bit of a slash and hack game, Zelda, mixed with puzzles, and most of the temples incorporate that. Well, there is the titular Zelda, sort of running off with who's a guardian. And straight away, sort of perhaps telltale with the cutscene, because this scene actually happens later on in the game, so we will see that one in full, but that was the villain of the game, Ganondorf. And here's the Deku Tree chatting to Navi. He's going to be our new fairy. It's quite annoying sometimes, Navi, it'll just sort of prod you half the time, just keep saying hello, but every now and again it does come good, and it will give you advice on how to kill something or where to go. So as he says, he feels a dark force coming because he's got all this mystic power in the trees or something, and that's Ganondorf, who's born in the desert of Gerudo Valley, which is part of the map we'll head to much later on. In Gerudo, there's only one man born every sort of like generation or something, and that's him this time. So yeah, we are like Link is the chosen one, so to speak, and there we go. It's our destiny to lead Hyrule to the path of justice and truth. So he says, Navi, go and find him, and leave the shit up, pretty much, because that's what Navi does. But the aspect of this game that I really love to think is that, like most Zelda games, despite Navi's sort of odd prods in a direction, it doesn't really outright tell you what to do. You've got to sort of roam the map and work out where to go and stuff. Sometimes in the in-game map stuff will be flashing where you have to head that direction, but you know, certain things, like there's one bit we have to get inside a giant sounds a bit weird. You have to get inside a giant fish to rescue some on the Twello. then you have to go off on the map and grab a fish and bring it for him. Like if you grab a smaller one, then he'll open his mouth and consume it. Just shit like that. It doesn't really give you a direct instruction to do that. You've got to sort of think on your feet. So there you go. That's the first meeting of Navi and Link. In this game, you actually you have two sections. One bit you play through as kid Link, and another bit as an adult Link. You'll see why when the story gets to it later on. So you also have certain attributes and equipment that you can only use when in one form, when as a kid and when as an adult. So it's like two games, really. Like you have your sort of quest as a child, then your quest as an adult. And there's one temple later on that you've got to do where you both do part of as a kid, then come back as an adult. So this game just it's one of them that I remember playing through the first time. I kept thinking, oh, is that it then? Is that the game done? And then it just carries on. You're like, oh, right, I've got other quests to do and stuff. So it's gonna be quite a long run. I don't really know too much time estimate, but I'll take at least like 8 hours, I reckon. Probably more than that actually, probably about 10 or so. I mean, Deku, the first section alone will probably take about 40 minutes. So this is another introduction. This is Saria, who's Link's mate. Sort of jump off backwards. It's a quick way to do it normally. And see, it's still got like the old Nintendo buttons up top, the N64 colours of it. But I'm playing this on Super Nintendo's classic controller thing for the Wii, and you can use either. You can use N64 or the Wii classic controller, thankfully. Anyway, so sort of, well, still the N64 stuff. So I actually wasn't paying attention to what she said then. She's gonna wait here while we go and fight Deku Tree. To fight it, we're gonna go and save it and stuff. So what you want to do first and foremost is to head over here and stuff, and just grab some coins. Now, is it me or the camera seems a lot more zoomed in than I ever remember it being? So I don't know if there's a way to get off from this. I can't even know. Alright, whatever. So you can grab some of these rocks straight away, get a few rupees. It's the currency in the game, rupees. See, we got the little marker down there. I've got 5 right now. And yeah, I'm aiming for, I think it's 30 or 40. Will get us the shield. And there's a bit of the map in a second where we go and get the sword. So you need your sword and shield before you make your way to the first sort of reference it more as a dungeon, I'd say. There's 3 dungeons you take on as young Link, then when you're an adult you take on the temples, which is sort of a step up in difficulty, but certainly length. One of them's infamous, the infamous water temple, that even if you haven't played through the game you might have heard of, because it's so goddamn protracted. I always thought it got a worse rep than it deserved towards the temple. I don't actually find it particularly hard, it is just long. But yeah, normally games that sort of drag on I don't like, but this game, considering its length, for the time, it just flies by. It really is an amazing game. Never get tired of playing through this, so it was high up on my list of priorities for a walkthrough, so it's proved. Now there's blue one up there I'm going to grab in a second. In fact, no, I'll grab that now because it leads directly to where I'm going to head to next. So first and foremost, grab this rock. Let's carry on grabbing shit. Right now, at this stage in the game, you can actually only carry 99 rupees, but there are power-ups you can get later on. Power-ups pretty much for everything you get, you know. You get your weapons, you'll get them upgraded and stuff. And it's like any other Zelda game really, it sort of follows the same pattern. Now if you flick up on the right stick, you see you've got your left, right and down yellow buttons there. They will be for like weapon equipment later on, but you flick up, that will cut to Navi. speak to this woman, saying I'm a real man. Yeah. And yeah, you can swap your viewpoint round by doing this when Navi's not like needing you for anything. Now this bit I was going to be talking about in this, earlier. You jump over these and you will get a coin bonus. So. Right, okay, should have got a coin bonus. Really know I didn't. I don't know, maybe that's for later on. Maybe I already did. I don't know. But regardless, I've got most of the stuff that I can get for now. Until I get the sword, that is, so it's going good. And there's a little part of this Deku map thing where you can go through there, so just use the action button and keep an eye on that blue button. That's mostly the action that you end up doing throughout the game. Still a bit rusty in terms of like, I can't even remember what it is to swing the sword, so we'll get to it. Last time I played through this game was probably about a year and a half ago or something like that, so there might be sections where I sort of do have to just spam a few buttons and just remember what's what. But blue rupees equals 5 rupees. I did not see that boulder. Appear out of nowhere really, but as you can see the top left hand corner of the hearts monitor. And yeah, you saw just the fire at the start, how many hearts here actually compared to now. Yeah, you start off pretty small fry, and so the sword shows you end up with, well, there's actually 3 different swords in this game. Well, this one's like the basic one, if you like, a really small one. It's more like a dagger than anything, but while you're a kid, it's absolutely OP this thing. So you do is go and pause. There's different maps here. We've got our overworld map, which similar premise to GTA actually is. It just appears small right now because I haven't explored the rest of it, so it will be like the whole of this page eventually. This is on the bottom right hand corner, each of them 3, that as we go through each of the 3 dungeons I mentioned, there's a child. Whatever we get as a reward for defeating them will appear on them. Above that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What am I chatting? There's 6. Yeah, there's 6 medallions on there. You get one of them given to you straight away, actually, the Medallion of Light, when you become an adult. So they go there. Where the musical notes are, they're the songs you learn, the self-titled Ocarina of Time that you get given later on. You sort of use that to go in and out of time and control whether you're an adult or not. So yeah, press A to equip. Now I've got my sword equipped, and you get other upgrades. You get 3 upgrades for the boots you wear, and different boots are needed for different temples later on. Your tunics, your shield, obviously I haven't got a shield yet, and your sword. Sort of on the left of that, I think that's just I don't even know. I think they're just power-ups you get. Like you get a bracelet later on, for instance, that lets you lift up heavy things. So it'll appear there, and these are all our item lists, which, you know, just remember this as it is now. It's ridiculously bare right now, but later on all of this will be full. So there we go. I remember now. It's B to swing the sword. So it's a bit put off by the camera angle. I was probably get used to it, but it just seems a bit weird for me. I don't know, I'm probably too used to GTA, which is sort of been playing recently. The camera angle on that's quite far back, actually, relatively speaking. So that boulder's fucked up. Make it over there. And then I need 5 more rupees to get the to sort of be guaranteed to get the shield. So it's either 40 or 30. So now with all these little plants out the way, we can start spamming on them. And there's a little bit immediately next to us here where it gives a brief tutorial of the sword. So I sort of already know how to use it, but I'll speak to him anyway. So he's asking me to learn some moves. You got your Z targeting. That goes off the old Nintendo button, but it's just like the R button on the classic controller. So I think if we just practice a second this sword in this rocket, I'll come back The jump attack's OP as fuck. It actually just double damage what a normal attack with the sword does. You spin attack, you just spin the analog stick. So it's actually L that you use to lock on. Remember that now. There's the jump attack. So it does double. You standard slash, you sort of thrust one like that. You standard slash, going back, you'll do that. Spin attack. Actually, I can do it right now. Actually, there we go. So let's practice on these. There we go, just fucked up the sign. We'll practice on that. Yeah, now I'm just gonna use this and carry on with my little rupee hunt. There's also some of these houses you can go and get stuff as well. One of the power-ups on this game, so probably won't end up doing 100% this game, so I'm not even fully sure what the requirements are, to be honest. I'm going to do sort of an any percent run, but I'm going to get as much as I can. I don't really know that rupee on this. Too weird. No, this guy's going to give us instructions. I don't really need to know. I've sort of just explained half of the shit about the map and stuff. So yeah, I'm doing a job for you guys. I sort of don't need these guys. What was I saying? But yeah, I've sort of gonna grab most of the stuff. Saying yeah, one of the power-ups was a gold sculpture. It's mentioned there's 100 of them, and there's actually a house in a village that we'll come across later on where for every 10 of them you get a prize based on how you've got sort of getting rid of the sculptures. So it depends. Some of them are in places where you can only reach as an adult. Some you can only get as a kid. A certain portion of them, but like a Venn diagram, you can get both as an adult or a kid. Some of them you can only get at night and day and stuff like that. Some are inaccessible, so you have a certain weapon. So stuff like that, if I'm gonna bother getting 100%, I'll come back to that probably later on. As you can see, this time it did get me 5 rupees, so I don't get why it doesn't let me do that next time. But we're gonna go for the what's the name for the shield? It's just in here. So this woman's gonna have to chat to me. Yeah, they just randomly laugh by the way half the time when they're talking to you. So each of the people in the game, the different races, have their own sort of signature sound, and that's the screams fairy sound to me. So what the shield we want is this one over here, Deku Shield. Pretty decent as a fair shield. What you don't want to do with this though, and it might actually apply in the second dungeon of the game. As it's made of wood, it's not fireproof, so it can actually be destroyed. But I don't think there's anything coming up that's going to destroy it, like everything. So now equip that, you use R back button to get it. So now I'm ready to sort of roll on some shit. This Deku Tree, and this dude wouldn't let me pass beforehand. Mido, his name is. He's sort of jealous of Link because he likes Saria and Saria likes Link, and Link's just blissfully away with him. So yeah, this guy's just a dick to it and stuff. But now we've convinced him that the Deku Tree's asked after us to go and sort of free it from the curse that's been put on it by Ganondorf. And eventually steps aside. So they talk for ages in this game, by the way. They do a lot of talking, and just trying to sort of skip through it. But it can get annoying sometimes, but yeah, I think it's only because I've done the game so much. They do sort of explain this. Now these things, if you kill one when they're up like that, like when they're stood up straight, you get a Deku stick, which is amazing when you quite well. Conversely, if you get them when they're facing down, which I don't think we're going to do right now, so we'll just carry on killing and get Deku sticks. But if you get them when they're facing down, you get something called the Deku Nut, which will stun opponents. It's more useful in certain dungeons, like taking the third dungeon, which is that fish. Yeah, say dungeon. It's just like a classic Zelda style dungeon, even though it's in a fish. Well, that one, the Deku nuts are absolutely OP in that. So I tend to grab them in here and save them. So he's going to give a long speech here. So I'm just going to use this chance to grab my drink. And yeah, this might actually cut to a cutaway now. So there he goes. He talks like a bloody Shakespearean character, because dost thou have the courage? Yes, I do. Of course I do. I took the trouble to go and get a sword and shield, so I'm gonna like fuck off now. So he just opens up his mouth, and it always annoys me this bit actually. I suppose there's a way, the reason he does it, because you need to get the prize thing to sort of, when you have the 3 stones that you get after taking on these 3 dungeons as kit, you can use it to open the door of time, which is what you use to travel to and fro from the past and the future. And let's just see if we can get Deku out of this. Yeah, let's spin it and I come down. Come on, you bastard. Normally when it spins, it's sort of precipitated attack, but apparently not. Fuck this guy. But yeah, anyway, he says, come in and like save me from the curse and stuff. But he goes and dies anyway, so it's like, oh, I've sort of freed you from the curse, and it was a bit pointless, mate. You could just spat out the stone or something, I don't know. But you go in here and the ghost, the enemy in this place is called Green Goma. This is this plant when it's facing down, by the way. So I'll get Deku to kill this dude. I might do jump attack just to show it's like back somersault, jump attack. Alright, it seems this one I can't kill and it's actually upright, so fuck it. Yeah, Green Goma is one that you sort of get a weapon in each of them. Oh, they did kill it all properly this time, so that was yeah, you sort of get a weapon for each dungeon, and its relevance is in that dungeon. So this one I think is the slingshot, and you use that to sort of hit Goma in the eye. Then once it's down on the floor, you just whack hell out of it with your sword. So seeing you can equip your items to the buttons. They're the little buttons. It's the C button on the old N64. It's the right analog stick on this controller I'm using. So it's basically the same controller, it's just shaped like a SNES one instead of an N64. These big chests, as you saw when I got me sword, there's some of these in every dungeon. You'll have a compass and a map, and I think this is the weapon. This one's the map, right? So you'll only get a big chest if it's something like that, like an item, a new weapon. You know, say an item like a particularly good item, not just like a heart or rupee or anything else like that. So with them guys on the little vines, you can't actually get past them just yet. So the weapon is definitely over here. Carry on over. And yeah, I think by now, let's have a look. I've been playing for 25 minutes, surprisingly actually, but yeah, it's fine by for me already this game. But I think I'm sort of back in the swing of things now. So just sort sort of remember the controls again now at least. So what you want to do with this guy, the Deku Tree, is just bounce back his nutter. And yeah, he proves to be a coward, so he'll give us a clue. Really good clue he gives as well, actually. Yeah, just hold that forward and it'll absorb any damage, unless you're like really high up. But even then, it takes like minimal damage, you know, it's like half a heart or something, which I suppose is meaningful right now, being a sixth of our health. But yeah, later on in the game, you end up with loads of hearts. So this is the, what's the name? The slingshot. Really good weapon. I love the projectile weapons in this game. You have the slingshot, then later on in the game you get the hook shot and the long shot, as well as the boomerang. You get the boomerang inside the third dungeon when you're a kid. And when you become an adult, you can't use certain items that you get as a kid, and vice versa. So yeah, this is, you sort of have equivalent sort of parallel items, like this is your projectile one for being a kid, as well as the what's the name, the boomerang. I always like to put this as the right one for some reason, I don't know why. You sort of hold that in, target like this, then when you let go, fire the ladder down and you can get back across. So I'm just going to quickly see what's up here. Yeah, so play this. But yeah, so it's always worth the thing with Zelda is exploration is a key. Just find all sorts of. I'm just gonna kind of grab and stuff. So I will give this little cinematic thing the first time you get something like this, like they do with the nuts and the stick. Yeah, normally it won't sort of do that. You see, it just got me definitely so. And now we got this, we can actually get rid of these them giant sculptures that are on there. They're not the same as the gold sculptures that I was on about, of which there are 100 knocking about. But these ones can be annoying, but yeah, they're not too bad. Enemies, 2 hits with them. That's all I want it with this. And they do drop the odd thing. Let's see, stuff like that. So a few other items. Is that the oh shit. I didn't even notice there was one up there actually. This son of a bitch. Right, let's get in. So now he's out of the way. I can't make it up. Yeah, the Deku Nuts stun opponent. And yeah, it's about it. I can't think of any other use for them to be honest. But the Deku Stick has a couple of uses. You can actually use it as a weapon. But mainly I sort of use it as a torch. You can actually like, there are bits, particularly in this bit coming up. Don't really need to kill this guy, but what I'm just going to do is just go down. I'm going to head down this bit a bit. So when it's facing you, by the way, this giant skull, you can only kill it by hitting its back. So you just wait till it spins out like that, then strike the back of it with your sword. But this is what I'm going to with the stick. You're going to use the fire in a second. Excuse me. And you're going to get your Deku stick. Put what's the name there? Fire on it and just head over the platforms and fill her up. So I'll do that in a sec over there. In fact, I have to do it now. So yeah, evidently I can't quite remember every step, but yeah, it comes to it. It's not particularly hard to fathom, I suppose, at this point, that game in terms of later stuff. Like I mentioned earlier, like that one, you sort of see the torch there, and you see that you have to light that thing. Look at this fucker face. But yeah, later on in the game, you mentioned that there are parts where you sort of, you have to backtrack a lot to get into the next certain part of the game and stuff, and it can be hard sometimes to remember every step. So it's hopefully the walkthrough sort of helps if you're struggling on any aspect of where to go. Now this is the first gold sculpture. You can kill it any number of ways. Hit it by the Deku stick or the slingshot, or just stab it like that. So here's our first, and it will appear on one of our pause screens, the count on the Deku, on the gold sculpture. Sorry, so find a way. Yeah, just on there. We've got all one. Map appears on there, of course, and the compass will appear as well on the right hand side. Then any boss key you appear on the top. You don't actually need boss keys in the first dungeon, it's just when you get to the temple. So we've seen everything except that bottom 2 floors, and I'll show you now how to get there after we get over there, because I think that's going to be the compass down there. Base, in fact, it's a big chest. So yeah, compass is handy, more so on the temples, to be honest, but yeah, it's always handy in here because it will show you the location of any chest. You know, anyone you've missed will all of a sudden appear. Some certain treasure chests are invisible as well, so you can just pop over to where it is and just wait for the action button to fill it. That'll be much later on. Stuff like the Shadow Temple is quite famous for that. The invisible, what's the name? The invisible chest. So it's an example. There's bound to be a chest down here, surely. Yeah, say one over there on that base floor. I can't recall where it is exactly off the top of my head now in terms of what you do to get it, but we'll find out. But yeah, for all I know, that might well be invisible, or might have been one that I've missed. I don't know, I've got the compass or something. So I always like to get the compass on the map in the dungeons. Come on, man, turn around. I'll let someone with a slingshot when he turns around, just to sort of show you that animation as well. Like that. And obviously, yeah, say if I throw the nut down, whenever they appear on the hit by that, they actually when they're stunned, they turn blue briefly, so that's how you know they're stunned. Got another gold sculpture over there. Don't know where kill him with it. What you do is actually just jump across with the jump attack. I think you do have to be pretty close to the edge of this shit. There's that treasure chest, by the way, so yeah, it wasn't one that was particularly hidden, but as I mentioned, the compass is more important in the future dungeons and temples and stuff. So now I'm going to jump across, hopefully, catch that. I think you approach it from this way. No, I don't want to do that. It can be hard to get this one, it's right in the edge. I've definitely got this one before though, so I've given up. I really don't want to come back to this stupid sculpture. There we go. So that was a bit ridiculous. In the end, you just have to normal jump, so I didn't have double jump. It's that. I assume the jump attack could actually get me further, or don't know, I suppose. Let's go. And now I have have to sort of grab the Deku stick, fill that, then bring it back over. But for now, there's another gold sculpture on here. That we fell off the table. So this one, yeah, this one's a lot easier to grab, of course. It's fine. So we've got 3 already. I think that's the only 3 I can get in this place for now. There's a section of the map later on that I'm gonna show you where you actually need to come back when you've got bombs. You get them in the next dungeon, so yeah, for now I'm just gonna move past that bit when we come to it. So I've got another Deku shield guy, and this guy's gonna give us an important order that will come in handy later on, in which we have to sort of kill his brothers, and they'll only let you to the boss battle when you get them in the right order. So 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. It's always easy to remember this bit because I'm a full fan of Jamie Carragher was 23 and he was number 1. He's an absolute boss. So just remember Carragher for this bit. And first example of this thing that will appear later on in the game, not more. This little eye thing, what you have to do is shoot it with the slingshot and it will release the bars on the door. So where we go, we've got the little minor thing we have to do first on this. You've got to sort of teaches you diving in the game. You get upgrades for diving later on as well, like swimming and stuff, where you can dive for longer. But now I think we can dive for 3 seconds, but that's enough to dive for and swim. I'll lower the water level so we can make it past that little spike gauntlet thing. So I don't even have to crouch now, but if I do, just do the right arm and that, so, and head over, and we're going to push this thing across in a second as well, so. There's like a mini little line up here. There are all sorts of stuff you've got to do. Swimming through shit, pushing blocks, climbing up, stabbing everything. And yeah, this is just a sort of tutorial dungeon as to what comes later, because yeah, there will be dungeons where we're doing all of this in one room, for instance. So yeah, action button, employee doors, grab it, push it all the way across, then we can make our way in. We're closing in on the end of this dungeon. Then you just sort of push forward for a second and it'll turn from grab to climb for the action there when you actually want to go up there. Showed you how Deku Nut will do, so there's an example. We saw him go below then. I'm just going to grab a few more Deku sticks. Just in case, never have too many. It'll max out anyway. All of these have sort of max output, which you've seen with the Deku series is 30. Right now anyway. I can get an upgrade for that later on to make it carry 40 then, even 50. But just set all these up, might let us through next room. He's about to be ready. One jump is left. We'll do it. So it's always making sure I'm the right distance and shit. Now this is the room where you actually have to come back later on to get the sculpture up. Sure. I'm going to take this bit now. As you can see, there's a wall behind it that we can't actually access right now. So yeah, you have to come back with bombs. This is a mini gun now. Actually, press up, it will give you the actual name of them for Marvel. So let's say sort of each. Kill these 2 times and it'll blow up. So it's about to blow up, but it's sort of flash red that did that. So, oh, okay. Come on now, this guy. Yeah, I'm trying to tell where it came from. Maybe that's it up there. I think it is, yeah. So, sort of if you run underneath them, they'll appear. But let's go, right. You can see on the little map on the bottom radar thing, the red bit's where I came in, so I'm glad I looked at that. And sort of explain through that way. So, yeah, it gives you an indication of where to go. So, I have to head the other way. Need this back, which I thought I might. Alright, if we get through, the sky catches up with me. Sort of dawdling, yeah. But yeah, this is the bit where you access the room with the three brothers. Got another part here where you have to use a stick to light a fire, and what you have to do, actually do is crouch down. And then you can sort of light that up and it will drop down. So push this down just in case you fall off. Say that, I think you do actually need this to, presumably you'll light it over there, I fully remember. Yeah, because only the torches up here are at a higher altitude, so yeah, you push that over there and you can make the jump once you, once you have this lit. And over there, back across, then you should crouch with R and it will drop down. It took me ages to realise that. I remember being stood there and trying to hit the Deku stick and stuff, just doing nothing. So now here we get the second. Third. Right, you got a sneaky hit on me there, fast. And then last. So pretty much what I was saying when I come in. You can tell when she's stunned, it's sort of like there's limp on the ground, whereas most of the time sort of scurrying about Queen Gova. I don't even know what to describe it best though, it's just a weird sort of creature, it's a bit like an arachnid. But we see it now, if you look up, you can see it up there, and it'll cut to a cinematic now where it sort of has its evil eye on you. Yeah, there's its eye. Wait for it to see me. There we go. A little weird divide sign there, but yeah, as you can see, it is quite hard to define this thing. Oh, right, there we go. So it's a parasitic armored arachnid. So when its eye goes red, fire at it with you. Get one jump. Always do this by the way, thinking so it's fun. You get one jump attack in first. Might have had time to get another bonus page, but it's probably quicker once you do one jump attack. Just spam the shit out of the sword. It doesn't say gone, but I'm going to put it up a second. So I don't really have an actual figure on the amount of sword swings, because obviously the jump attack's worth 2, so I'm going to guess that was worth 10. Then when any boss is killed like this, it'll give you an area that appears below sort of as a portal. Don't, this bit here, do not go into that first, because as you can see now, it'll leave me a heart. If you go on that, I've now got 4 hearts now. So this is a full upgrade. There's heart pieces spread throughout the world that will appear more prominently later. You get 4 of the normal heart pieces, and you get 1 full heart like that. Well, you just get 1 full heart alone for beating every boss. So, yeah, never ever I've never made that mistake, thankfully, myself, but it'd be one you're kicking yourself for if you miss it, because all of a sudden your health's obviously a lot more depleted. So this cute sort of cutscene actually where he just does a very chatty and it will cut to a cutscene, so I'm actually probably gonna get off the commentary for 30 seconds or so and just pour myself another drink, because I'm recording this just after I've done an hour of Super Mario Bros. 3, so my voice is dying a bit. So I asked if I'd listen, and yeah, I think I know the cutscene anyway, so I'll sort of run through anything else when I get back. He's going to talk about the founders of what's called Hyrule now, and there's Ganondorf, the major villain. So it's going to stick around actually, just in case it says that there's some parts where you have to sort of press A button to cut to the next bit. So it's in the Sacred Realm that he wants the Triforce. There's one. The Triforce is like the almighty power, and it's split into 3 pieces, of course, hence the name. Well, based on the 3 founders, which he's going to talk about now. So, yeah, just going to use this opportunity quickly to go and grab a drink, and I'll be back in a second. Just got back. I was just talking through the 3 of them there. So you got Nehru, Din, and Ferrari. Each of these throughout the game, there's actual fairy fountains where you appear. There's like a great fairy that will talk you through why Link's like the one, if you get. And they all give you a power up that are named after the 3 of them. So you got Ferrari's Wind, which is sort of teleport you back to where you've last used it at the start of a dungeon or something. Din's Fire, really good one actually, probably the best. I'd say that, it's probably second actually. Yeah, Din's Fire will sort of expel fire around you for a radius of a couple of meters or something. And then you've got Nehru's Love, which actually renders you invincible for a short time. So that is the best one, Nehru's Love, but you don't get that sort of really towards the end. They all excuse me, they all use power, magic power, which you sort of get as an upgrade later on. So you can't get any of them until after the next dungeon's done, the fire one. You know, a bit like Pokemon, all of the dungeons are based on sort of an element. So this one's obviously grass, being the forest. Then we have the fire one, the Dongo's Cavern for the Gorons. And then you got the water one for the Zoras in Zora River. No, obviously that's the one for fish and shit. So we're going to take this stone, which is the emerald one, of course. And we have the ruby and the sapphire later on. Now the first power up you get, I think, is Din's Fire. Then it's Ferrari's Wind, which is by the fish. Let's stop calling him a fish. His name's King Jabu Jabu, I thought. So just remember it. He'll be back. And the final Nehru's Love, I don't think you can actually get that until you're an adult. It's sort of near by the castle that will change a hell of a lot in 7 years' time. That's the thing, you know. The whole map will look different in the 7 years, of course. You'll see this, like, certain people who you remember as a kid will obviously be different when they're an adult, and different places will be run by different people and what have you, and it's sort of non-spoilery, so we'll come to it when we get to that point. So yeah, hence my annoyance earlier, he just suddenly dies after you've rescued him from his chaos. But it's supposed to Deku Tree's dead, with him on a sort of positive note, in the sense that he set Link on his way now. So Navi tells us where to go next. It's one of the rare times she does actually tell you directly what to do. So we are going to head and meet the princess, and it's there that your sort of proper quest really begins. I don't really know where you just walked off, so you just completely disappeared. So they're placing me though. I've got some ability. So I don't think I got these earlier. Ruby spam. But we're gonna get an Ocarina now. So it's actually not the Ocarina of Time, it's sort of like you won the of as a kid. You know what I mean? You get given the Ocarina of Time as a kid, but sort of right at the end of your tenure as a kid. Well, Saria is going to cut us off now, because Link just doesn't give no shit, so he's just going to wander off, not give any goodbyes. So she's going to stop him, call him on his bullshit, and give us a little Ocarina now. So this is how you learn like the first 4 or 5 songs on this one. And sort of I think that's sort of the pass, as well as the emerald, that convinces Zelda that Link is the one. And also she has some sort of like prophetic ability or something, because she tells you later on about some dream that she had where like a hero emerged and a light appeared from the forest that sort of parted the darkness that had taken over her room. So not too sure if you can actually do this straight away, but if you come back, in fact maybe I should try. If you come back later on, you can actually learn a song, a Saria song, and use that whenever you want to talk to her and stuff. Most of the time she just says generic shit like, oh, how are you doing, we miss you and that. But there are times where you have to actually use this, because Saria, trying to avoid spoilers, does become important to the immediate plot later on. You know, she's a lot more powerful than she looks, kind of thing, and yeah, she's a major player in the game. So this bit's a bit weird. Link just sort of backs off. He's like, no, right. And this next section, I think, is going to introduce us to another character that is sort of has a link to Saria in a way that I will reveal later on. It's a giant owl. It's sort of a reincarnation. Apparently, there are these stones throughout the game that, if you have a certain mask, will give you like secrets and just random trivia. You can see him there, just briefly, then the little owl on the tree. But this guy just appears randomly throughout the storyline and just chats your head off, to be honest. But he does give good advice as well. It's just, if you're spamming the button to cut it, you've got to be wary, because you could get to a point where you see he says, did you catch all that? And if he says no, he'll just start chatting to you again. So yeah, this guy is a reincarnation of a guy whose name is Roru, and he's one of the ancient sages. So we'll meet the other sages later on, but this guy is gonna appear in sort of human form later on in the storyline, in some sort of it's astral plane, if you like. So most of this shit I've talked about, sort of maps up screen and that. This is the bit. Did you get all that? If you click no, then you just ramble on again. So glad I stopped. Definitely got all that. Gabora, whatever your name is. So he's going to get off, and yeah, I am actually going to head back straight away. just because. Even if I can't get Saria's thing, I can actually get an upgrade from the slingshot already, I think. Of course, the walk's actually that long. It does take effort. I'd rather get as much as I can right now. As soon as I get the Song of the Sun, there's a song which you can change the time of day just by playing it. I'll come back here again because there's a skull tour which is, I'll show you right now, behind that house over there, and that appears on it at night. So time of day never passes in certain places, like in here or Hyrule Markets or Kakariko Village. The time will be fixed as to when you arrive, so the only way to pass time is by going in like an overworld place like Hyrule Field. Now the stone I was talking to you about is this one. Yeah, just now be pestering me again, so just ignore it. Yeah, normally it just says the statue's one-eyed gaze pierces into your mind, nothing else. There is a mask you can get later on. So it will give you like secrets and stuff. Also, if you play the song of, I think it's Zelda's Lullaby, one of the songs later on nearby this, it will release a fairy which you can actually catch in a bottle. The fairy, if you catch in a bottle, it will replenish your health. It'll just give you like a max revive, so it's amazing that. But as you saw then, it's only other use. There's another sort of Easter egg as well, I suppose. It's like if you put a bomb next to it later on, when we get them and it blows up, it will sort of flash red for a few seconds and just literally like shoot off into the air and just disappear. But I was just going to say that the main feature now, that the only access we can get from it is it will just tell me the time. So in the Lost Woods, you follow the song, which is Saria's song, then it will take you to a certain place. This guy you sell masks to later on, I think, so if you jump on that now, it'll disappear. Maybe not. It's when you get a bit closer, you fucked up. So you can trigger a minigame actually, I think, when you have an ocarina. Wait, I have an ocarina? Right, so I'll equip this. Forgetting already. So, I think it's this one. You definitely sell them a thing. That was an actual song I've started to play then as well. I was just pressing buttons at random. I think that was, I can't remember which one, but yeah, that was definitely half of the song. So I came in that way, I've got to go this way. But yeah, with this guy, I do need to come back with a skull. It's these guys down here. Now, first and foremost, to get this upgrade, you're going to hit this thing in the bullseye 3 times in a row. So I'll know when I've got it. 100, 100, 100. And this guy will come on, walk his way over the branch very slowly. Then he'll spit out a bag that will let me hold more Deku seeds. So there we go. And it's our first upgrade of an item. I think there is another one later on, which will let you have 50. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, so it's one of them that I think if I'm passing where I think it is, it'll just come to me. A lot of this game is a bit of recall, sort of come back. So remember these guys, what you got to do, it's actually quite hard later on. Just follow their song, then you're going to do this for quite some time actually before they give you the main reward, but it's worth it. They are going to end up giving me a heart piece, so a quarter of the main heart that I was talking about earlier, and yeah, that's their prize. Wait, what? I thought I did it then. Right, I'm not paying attention, evidently, so sorry. I'll try this again. I think you've got to do the whole playthrough 3 times before they give you that reward. Like, I think the first time you do it, the original reward's like pretty shit. So, up, a right, up. Right, sort of sing it as a play along to remember it, but so that was a good session, right? Little jam. So yeah, start out with a shit prize, and the card you get more and more like notes to play along and shit. So that one maxed out with 5. We're gonna end up maxing out at about 8 or something to actually get what I want. So easy enough, that one. Left, up, down. West, north, south, east. So one more, we get our next prize. I'm gonna guess the harpies or something. Right, left, up, down, right, A down. There's 5 rupees this time. I'm gonna max out at 99 by the way, with this bag I've got. For now. I'll really get tired of this mini game after a while, so hopefully this is the last one. I'll be as arsed if they just played it once, to be honest. It's just annoying for the time. Right A, right, left, up, A. I suppose playing it twice at this point actually might be helpful because there's still going to be long today. So right A, right, left, up A, right. I think that's it now. Oh no, one more. Right, so this one might actually get right A, right, left, up A, right, down. Not the easiest pattern to remember actually. Right A, right, left, up A, right, down. I think I've done it. Come on, Harpies. Oh, there we go. So, yeah, it is worth it. 4 of them, obviously, you get me big man 5 power. And now these guys just die forever, they come back or anything. But, yeah, that's sort of the major other thing that I wanted to get in the Lost Woods, aside from the potential Sarius song. This thing in front, by the way, when I actually have to update it and revise it, the bombs I think I need, there's a shortcut to Goron's Palace. This one as well is a shortcut to Zora's Place, so straight away the Lost Woods links up the 3 main dungeons as a kid and like 3 of the main areas in the map. So it is important. Lost Woods is a great place for that. Now the key usually to find out where Saria is sort of stand nearby here and wait for the song to get louder, but it doesn't always work. Sometimes I have it hard. Yeah, if sort of 8 forward, you'll see the next section of the map just appear. I can see something over here. Kapora the Bora might stop me around here soon as well. If I get some of the way back after you get to where I'm heading to, the Sacred Meadow the first time, so no, I don't think there's anything there. Bit worried. If I go in the wrong place, yeah, it sends me back to the Lost Place. Alright, have we got anything to go? I'm just gonna go straight ahead. I'm gonna go on all in here. Hopefully it's this one. Something. Let's remember this next time. To the right. You know, there's things like the fucking mini games just gone by. It's a lot harder. Right, left. Right, left. I always remember the start bit. When you come back to an adult, Mido's still there. Pages. Right, what do you remember what next? Might be that. Oh no, well it's not. These guys, I think this guy runs a shop. You might actually have to upgrade, but you sort of knock him back and he'll have to sell you something. 5 pieces for 20 rupees, no way in hell am I going to do that. But I'm gonna leave. Oh no, this thing is actually this guy first. That little patch of grass, there's a guy you come to later on the map as a kid where you can buy magic beans off and you plant them. It's one of the aspects I like about this game, like, of course, it makes use of the change in time. Because excuse me, yeah, when you come back as a kid, as an adult, sorry, they're fully grown, and the beans will have turned into like a little platform, like a little secret that will take you somewhere else on the map. So normally that sort of hidden area, which will be up there somewhere, will have a gold sculpture or something like that. So it is handy to come back and remember how I got here with the magic beans later on. So I think I went left, so I think for this way, I'm gonna guess, yeah, this way. I think this was the bit I got to earlier where I went. I'm going that way. Oh, for God's sake. No, let's try again. I might actually end up googling once I get to the Sacred Meadow, but then get there in time. It is like a long run. So process elimination, I don't quite know whether it was that page I got to last time. But if it was, of course, I know now I've got to go straight ahead. So I can't remember this one. Is this one straight ahead? Yeah. And this is the bit where I went left, then right, so yeah, let's go on through here. What the fuck? So evidently the page before then has multiple exits, I can only assume. I can't even get to that bit. Okay, I really do need to like do a Theseus and leave a trail of string down there or something like so. So I've gone right, left. Right, there's where I'm supposed to go. Fucking idiot. On the left again. Then the next bit I went straight ahead. I'm actually going to try going on the left because I think there is a bit of a branch. Oh no, that's this bit again. Then I went that way, was it? Oh god, I'm really lost. lost now. We're doing calling lost woods for nothing, so. Oh, it is left. There we go. So it was this bit that went off. Oh no, right. So I remember where I am now. I went left there. That's a little sell shop there. So presumably I've got to go straight ahead here. Then maybe left here. Perhaps. Right, somewhere I don't think I've been yet. Please be Sacred Meadow, come on. Oh my god. Right, I'm gonna Google this, so let's bear with me a sec. It's like absolutely painful. In fact, just looking at the time, might as well call this an episode there. So a new gap between the episodes. I'm gonna just find out how to get there, and I'll cut to the next episode at the start of this Lost Woods run, so it shows you the full route, because I've found the three hidden places in the two hidden places, sorry, in the Lost Woods, except the one that I really want. So yeah, I'll do that. Hopefully you join this next episode, and hope you enjoyed this one as we took down the Deku Tree and got our first emerald and a few upgrades.